Yo, what's good, gang? At the beginning of this episode, the crazy man Dutch decided to rob another bank, or as he likes to call it, one more big score. And the only reason he wants to rob this bank is so we can get enough money to buy a boat, and then we can move to Tahiti. And you won't believe what this moron said.
Tahitians, I guess.
Feel free to correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think that's correct. But anyways, a few minutes passed and we still had no plan to rob this bank, so we just decided to go in the bank and rob it mindlessly. And when we finally break into this minuscule safe, what a surprise. You won't believe what was in there. It was only $2 or $3 in that safe. But shortly after that, we found out it was a setup, and then the Pinkertons was already outside waiting for us. So we had the bright idea and we decided to jump on a train. And while I was on this train, I took out 1 Pinkerton, 2 Pinkerton, 3 Pinkerton, and many more Pinkertons.
Stop the cap. Stop the cap right now. Stop the cap.
But towards the end of the train tracks, we needed to stop the train and the train wouldn't stop, so we indubitably crashed the train. And a fun fact about this train crash, this is actually what made Dutch go crazy towards the end of the story. And that's not a spoiler, the game been out for 5 years now. If you haven't played it now, oh so well. But we eventually had to shoot our way out of the town of St. Denis like that's something new, until we eventually saw a wagon, and that's when we made our escape.
Been on, bro.
Putting that shit on, bro.
So guess what Dutch decided to do this time? I bet you guessed it. It's one more big score. And this big score could have went any worse, cause we lost the homie Hosea, we lost Lenny, and John got locked up. And they got so bad that we had to hide out in a random building for the whole night. And when we came out, there was a plethora of guards waiting for us, but we had to sneak past them and we escaped on a boat. And I can't even lie, the boat was a vibe until I woke up to it sinking. So when I jumped out the boat, I eventually washed up on an island named Guam. And luckily the gang wasn't too far from the shore, so I ran into them pretty fast. And our reunion ended pretty quickly because as soon as the cops seen us, they put us in shackles. So a few miles were walked and the cops eventually started getting shot at. And when they started getting shot at, we looked at that as they escaped. And of course we took all of them out, and of course they had more reinforcements. But as we were running from their reinforcements, Javier got shot. And of course the crazy man Dutch decided to leave him. But the quote-unquote Tahitians decided to help us, and they eventually gave us a place to stay. But to sum up the rest of this Guama arc, we eventually had to fight a war with the quote-unquote Tahitians. And since we fought in the war with them, they indubitably gave us a boat to go back home. We also got Javier back, but the footage for that file got corrupted. And when I got back home, I felt pretty welcome, I won't even lie. But anyways, as I was going to the next mission to save John, I eventually fell off my horse and I needed to go to the doctor. And I hate to say this, so much, but it turns out Arthur has tuberculosis and he is indubitably dying. But after that sad event, I think I gotta end the video. If you enjoyed this video, like and subscribe. I love you. Bye.